broken line graph. A broken line graph is a diagram that has a horizontal axis divided into units of time and a vertical axis that displays the values of the qualitative characteristics studied, and in which the data recorded are represented by points that are then connected to one another by segments to form a broken line that illustrates the evolution of the phenomenon under consideration. Some authors call the broken line graph a line graph.
The name Broken Line Graph comes from a paper by Harari and Norman. Although both Whitney and Krauss used the construction before this, other terms used for the broken line graph include the covariant graph, the derivative, the edge-to-vertex dual, the conjugate, the representative graph, as well as the edge graph, the interchange graph, the adjoint graph, and the derived graph. Hassler-Whitney proved that with no exceptional case, the structure of the connected graph G can be recovered completely from its line graph. Many other properties of broken line graphs follow by translating the properties of the underlying graph from vertices into edges, and by Whitney's theorem, the same translation can also be done in the other direction. Line graphs are claw-free, and the line graphs of bipartite graphs are perfect. Line graphs are characterized by non-forbidden subgraphs and can be recognized in a linear time. Various extensions of the concept of a broken line graph have been studied, including the line graphs of line graphs, line graphs of multigraphs, line graphs of hypergraphs, and line graphs of weighted graphs.
I have three types of data here. So first is the dependent variable. This vertical line here is called the dependent variable, which means it can be changed by the independent variable. This horizontal line here is what we call the independent variable, which means it cannot be changed. So independent variable is cannot be changed. And the first R of the bus takes 4 miles, and on the next R, the bus, as you notice, the independent variable was not changed while the independent variable was changed. So that's the cause of an exchanges variable. So in the illustration, we notice that the bus stops every 1 hour. So we could assume that the bus stops every 1 hour to fetch a passenger. This is how you interpret the broken line graph.
Number 1. What is the title of this line graph? Simple, some sweet. What is the range of values on the horizontal scale? Ang pasabot na morning horizontal scale. So, ang answer na to kay Kwan, January to make and it represents mo sila sa horizontal scale na diri. Okay, how many points are in the graph? Points, ang meaning na kay mo ni mga dots. So, butang na to 5 kubok. What was the highest value recorded? Ang highest value recorded mo, ang meaning mo pinakataas. So, nakabutang rin 73. So, butang ito na 73 kilograms. Kung 1 kg diya, wrong mo mo na daan. Dapat ay jud kalimti. Okay, number 5, what was the lowest value recorded? So, naglamay 49 kilograms. Did Sam's weight increase or decrease over time? So, sa topic pa lang, broken line graph, it displays the quantity over time. Makita ba siya ang results ana kung ni-increase ba siya or decrease or ni-improve. So, answer nato ana kay increase.
I'm going to plot the points that's been shown in the data. So in the month of January, The temperature was 60 degrees. Put here. In the month of February, the temperature was 90 degrees. So I'm going to put in the month of March, the temperature dropped to 20 degrees. In the month of April, it increased to 60 degrees. In the month of May, it dropped to 10 degrees. So I'm going to connect the broken lines. So
Now in this example, a family is going to a campground, and before they are going to the campground, they are first going to visit a picnic park. Now, the distance of their home to the picnic park is 40 miles, and the distance of their home to the campground is 100 miles. The distance of the picnic park to the campground is 60 miles. Now, the time that they took from home to picnic park is 1 hour. See here. And the time they took for or from picnic park to the campground is 1.5 hours. And after they went to the campground, they went home.
With the help of data presentation, you can see how the line changes from time to time. It is because they have different values. So these are the data. Monday with a quantity of 20, Tuesday with a quantity of 30, Wednesday 15, Thursday 20, and Friday with a quantity of 10. So that's all for the presentation of data for broken line graph.